All right. Greetings, everybody. My name is Chief Dylan Marrone. I'm stationed at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center as part of NMRTC Bethesda. And myself and my good buddy, HM1 Josh Moore, we're going to be talking about Six Sigma, Lean Six Sigma, the different certifications, how to get them, and a little bit about them, brief overview on them, and as well as requesting the NEC. So I'll pass it over to Josh so you can introduce yourself.
Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you guys are at. I'm H1 Moore. I'm currently stationed on USS John P. Murtha over in San Diego. First time on the ship, and it is mind-blowing. But it's great in all honesty. If you ever get a chance to go to a ship, please go to it. I was fortunate enough to be stationed at Walter Reed as my last duty station with Chief Marrone. So it was a fantastic opportunity, fantastic wealth of knowledge. And hopefully just a little bit of knowledge we have about Lean Six and process improvement we can give to you guys today.
All right. So it's a quick introduction on Six Sigma and Lean Six Sigma. What are they? There are two methodologies for process improvement. There are sets of quality tools. And so Six Sigma is a methodology focused on reducing variation in processes and enhancing process control. So it can be used in all industries, especially healthcare, where we're all at, but also manufacturing, IT, construction. So Six Sigma, Lean Six Sigma, they're very broad methodologies and used across industries. So while Six Sigma focuses on process variation and making sure processes are carried out the same way every time, excuse my daughter, Lean Six Sigma is focused on reducing waste. And waste can be things like inventory, motion, transport. And in the Lean Six Sigma culture or methodology, it's called MUDA. And that's just to hit the wave top. So the big difference between Six Sigma is methodology focusing on reducing variation. So an example could be when patients come into a clinic or hospital, are they all going through the same process? Is the check-in process the same for everybody? Does everyone have to go to a kiosk or the front desk and check in the same exact way to make it the most efficient? So no one's doing extra steps. And then with Lean Six Sigma, it can be used just across the board in kind of the same fashion. It helps you to identify wasted steps in the process and basically make it more efficient. So again, just the wave tops on what Six Sigma and Lean Six Sigma are. And I'll pass over to Josh for the value of them.
So thanks for that, Chief. So before I dive down into the value, one thing for all the sailors in the room or soldiers or service members, whoever it may be, a big point of Lean Six Sigma as well is, we talk about get rid of waste. How many times have we ever been told to, get our package together for SOY, SOQ, MAP, eval, whatever, and you get somebody's degree plan or degree, then you get somebody's educational background, you get their JST all on the paper or on the package. And what that's signifying is you can put all that on one piece of paper, reducing the waste that paper could be used to print out pamphlets for something else, brochures for something else, flyers for something else. It's basically make sure you're not tripping over your own feet by doing the same steps over and over and over again, effectively reducing waste and money that the command has to put into that paper. Because I don't know if you've ever been again, taking it back to the ship, when you're underway, your resources are very limited. So you got to think about everything you have and how you can not waste everything that you have. But more importantly, getting into that's a reason why you should learn it. But one of the biggest things about getting certified is, and I kind of learned this as I got my cert, is at the end of the day, you're not going to be a sailor forever, right? But you will be always trying to better yourself. hopefully. So if you are, one of the biggest things when you get out of the military or transition or do whatever, skill bridge, whatever it may be, is a huge increase in salary. I believe the green belt, you start at the lower 10%, you're making 86K. You get your black belt, you're making 90K in the lower 10%. Now, if you hit that median, you're looking at six figures across the board, just for having your black belt certification and doing everything you've been training for the past 5, 10, 20 years, however many years on process improvement. But taking it back to my sailors who aren't at that point yet of retirement or at transition, it can still be used in the work center. It can still be used in the command. It can still be used in your associations. It can be used in your day-to-day life. Again, taking it back with the SOQ and the SOY package, or even if you're leading your associations as the first class president or a second class treasurer or the JEA events coordinator, it teaches everybody teamwork, utilizing Lean Six Sigma, and it teaches everybody process improvement and how to actually mitigate any issues. I know everybody on their eval blocks loves to say, streamline this, streamline that. Well, now you can actually do it in streamlining processes and having a no kidding tangible process that you've implemented. That's again, we got a little bit of time, so we're not going to go fully in depth. Of course, Chief Marrone and myself absolutely love this stuff, but we're going to kind of utilizing what he says, just hit the wave tops. So moving on from why to actually learn and why to get certified, there's a couple of tools that we actually utilize. So going through my certification, I used a couple, but I'm going to let Chief Marrone talk about his before I go into mine, because I think his cover a more broader spectrum than my specific one.
Okay. So yeah, and we've also drafted an outline for what we're talking about right now, and we'll share that in the chat, and then when we post it to the Corman page as well. But we just want to mention some tools worth mentioning, and emphasize the fact that you don't necessarily need a structured project in order to use these tools. So don't think you need an official project charter or someone to ask you to be a part of an official project to use these. These can be used in your day-to-day work centers and interactions. And one of them that I've used in the past is process mapping. And that's when we take the example I mentioned earlier, a patient showing up to the clinic from parking to front desk to their appointment to any other referrals, maybe in the pharmacy, all the way to discharge. And process mapping is a tool where you put it on paper or on the computer screen, where you show the pathway that the patient takes in their entire appointment day, from getting to the healthcare treatment facility to leaving. And it helps you visualize exactly what they're doing and if every step they're taking has value to it. Are we sending them somewhere where they're not even picking something up, being seen, filling out paper? What papers are they filling out? What are they putting on this computer screen? If it's a kiosk, what information do they need to give? And is that information being input into our electronic health systems? So that's a process mapping. And I hope you can see in just that quick description of it, just how valuable that can be as you try to make processes more efficient in your work center. And it doesn't always have to be revolving around the patient. It can be revolving around the staff or your sailors or soldiers or whoever you work with, civilians as well. And what you use in ordering supplies. Is that the most efficient way, however you're doing your current processes?
And one of the ones that I love to hit on, and kind of, we all said it, we all actually used and did Lean Six Sigma when we were kids, and we didn't even realize it. It's the whys. So there's something called the 5 whys. And if you really get down into it and look at the methodology of it, it's literally asking, or it's saying that if you ask why 5 times to a specific problem, you'll get down to the root cause of it. So what this is saying is, well, so here's our problem. Well, why do we have this problem? Now you have to do a little bit of brainstorming, a little bit of thinking behind it, but then you follow up with another why. Okay, so why are we at this problem that's causing our problem? and then you dive deeper and deeper and deeper. And by the fifth time you get to that why, you should get to the root cause of everything. One of the things that we find underway is, especially with COVID kicking off, is why do we have this issue of so many unqualified personnel for, let's just say, watch bill, right? Because the watch bill is a beast, in all honesty, on the ship. But if you get down to the point of, does it have to be that hard? Does it have to only be the same three people standing this many times, or four people, or five people, or however many it be? So you ask why you have unqualified personnel, why you don't have people to qualify those personnel. Okay, is it a lack of knowledge or is it a lack of drive? Well, why? And you ask why again, then you get to that root problem of, okay, oh, it's because they don't have a basic understanding of what's the point of getting qualified. So then you work your way back up and you build this building blocks, and it helps because you bring people along the way to actually get comfortable with problem solving. You have your book smart people and your critical thinkers, and you get them in the same room together on the same team. And a lot of magic can happen just by using the 5 whys. So going through my certification, that's one of the biggest things that I hit on and that I learned and I was taught, is that the 5 whys really get down to the nitty gritty of it all. And like Chief was saying, it doesn't have to be this overcomplicated 40-page document to the president to say like, hey, you got to get it done. 4 people in a room can solve the biggest problems as long as those people are all on the same page.
All right. So moving on, Six Sigma, Lean Six Sigma, there are a multitude of different certifying agencies, and it's a matter of what works for you, what you find, what you can Google it. And there's the different belt levels are white belt, yellow belt, green belt, black belt, and then master black belt. So there's 5 different ones. And I have met people, and I've seen sites myself that are mentioned in the Word document I dropped in the chat group for free. I'm sorry, something pop up for free certification. And I'm going to share my screen now so that we can see as far as the Navy goes. Here we go. Oh, sorry. Okay, y'all got my desktop? You see all right?
Yes. See
okay,
good.
Cool. Thanks. All right, so starting on Navy Cool. Navy Cool will fund 4 different exams for Lean Six Sigma. And to see which ones of them it will, we're going to go up top to rating. And here, leader E4 and above. Maximize this. All right, let's hop to related credentials and filter a little bit more. And you see, so the International Association for Six Sigma Certification, IASSC, has the yellow, green, and black belt options that Navy Cool will fund, as well as the bottom one, American Society for Quality, Six Sigma black belt. Each of these 2 agencies have their own separate requirements. Me personally, I got my yellow belt through the IASSC. It was a $200 exam funded by Navy Cool that was a proctored exam. I was able to take it online. I found my own resources to study from on udemy.com. I love that site. Pretty cheap courses that have prepped me for a handful of certifications, and it's got some great classes on it. But I got my yellow belt through them. Again, it was a little tough, but totally paid for through Navy Cool. I've now got my black belt through American Society for Quality. I got my black belt through Six Sigma Global Institute. And again, you can Google these. I paid out of pocket for that one, but that was a self-paced course, and it was a non-proctored exam. So yes, I paid, I think $200 for it on sale, like last Thanksgiving. But I learned a ton from it, and I got certified. So those are my 2 experiences. I'll let HM1 more take over and let us know where he got his black belt from.
Okay. Ooh, thanks, Chief. So I ended up getting my black belt from Six Sigma online. Kind of the same situation, but it's self-paced also, which is super awesome, super valuable, especially if you're not on shore duty. Or even if you are on shore duty and you have a high op tempo. It's phenomenal because they give you a giant PDF, you get to study from it. The exams are not self-proctored or are not proctored either. So pretty much you just go in, you take it, you learn, you move and groove through it all. I paid out of pocket for it, but what I didn't realize was I actually paid $400 for it, but it took me all the way from my white belt all the way to my black belt. So it covered every single belt in the process. So if you're looking at it, you paid about $100 a belt for an investment on your future. And again, the best part about it was self-proctored and it was or self-paced. So it was just super smooth, super easy to understand. I took it on my own pace to actually learn the methodologies. And I was just absolutely, I recommend it to everybody. If you ever need the link, just let me know. Or if not, just type up Six Sigma online and just get it started.
Cool. So, man, this free Zoom, it's got a time limit. And so we're down to 6 minutes. Sorry, I thought we'd have a full 40, but H1 More and I, we were prepping before this. So we're gonna move a little bit quicker and talk about how to request the NEC as well, which H1 More just recently did. So let me, you want to share your screen for that, Josh?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
All right, let's go to share screen. Oh, I'm gonna need you to allow me to share the screen.
There you go, man.
Cool.
We're still learning how to navigate.
All right, pull this up. Boom. Here we go.
Hey guys, while you guys are doing that, I sent you a message. If you need to, I can get another login and share it and allow to share screen. And I have unlimited time if you need more time to keep going.
Oh, I appreciate
you,
that.
Chief.
Just let me know in the message if you need it.
Okay, too easy. So one of the biggest resources and questions, in all honesty, that I got was, how do I actually submit for my NEC that I get? Because the cool thing about this is these translate directly to your naval career, whether you're LPO chief, even if you're E3, even if you're picking orders, right? They'll be able to see that you're an 820 Alpha or an 828 Alpha, and that might help you for your My Navy assignment window when you're picking for those LPO spots. So right here on credreg.net, it's letting you see the NEC codes you qualify for and the actual data behind, or the actual requirements behind it when you're rounding it up through the chain of command. So this is your supporting documents right here that are showing you, okay, this is exactly what I need. This is what I need to do. If anybody in the triad chain of command has any questions, they can just reference this. I know Chief Marrone also had the NEC manual pulled up. So that's a more in-depth like Navy oriented thing if they need that, but this will qualify as well. This is what I sent up as my proof to get my NEC. Also with your NEC request, you're going to need to put in a NAVPERS 1220 or 1221/6. You can find it under My Navy HR. Just pull it up. If not, they have like a template filler that you can also Google. It's the same cert, or it's the same form. Just submit that. And then what we'll do is, I think Chief Marrone has an example of mine as well, but there's specific verbiage you need to put into it. We'll copy and paste and put that in the chat. But what it's going to say is, certification is requesting NEC based upon certification of Lean Six Sigma, Green Belt, Black Belt, with all prerequisites met to award NEC 828 Alpha, 820 Alpha. And that's as simple as it is to actually route your request to get it for your to get it. Now, again, just to kind of give you guys a bit of a picture of what the salary is actually going to look like. This is for your black belt. So small investment, $400 can triple, actually like 3,000 times the amount of your investment with a little bit of experience under your belt. But one of the things I actually want to show you guys is something that you will be using when you actually get your Lean Six Sigma certification. One of the biggest things that helped me out was my fishbone, the fishbone diagram. Sometimes this is also called an Ishikawa diagram as well. But the idea in the acronym that I use is FAST. You find the issue, you ask the 5 whys, you start brainstorming as a team, and then you take action to get it done. So this little head over here, the triangle, that's your problem. And the idea is to work from here and go backwards to your solution over here. Because you actually have to start the problem to attack the problem to realize along the way, okay, this is one why, this is another, this is a third, fourth, fifth, so on and so forth. And in this box, we put any of our resources that we needed as well. Now towards the bottom, it's not always going to be so streamlined to get to your problem. I think we all know that now in the military life, that nothing is completely linear like that. So you might have bisecting angles into your problems or into your solutions. So this is just a tool that I use to kind of identify some problems within my command. And that is all the resources I have. Yeah, that's all the resources I have.
Cool. Thanks a lot, HM1.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got a minute left. I think we, like I said, we hit the wave tops. What Navy Cool covers, what it is broadly. And lastly, I want to say, like HM1 more just he got the NEC. And a huge point to that is when you request the NEC and you get it, that goes on your fleet temps and also your My Navy assignment profile. So when you're applying for a duty station, senior enlisted leaders at your prospective station can see your name, your PFA scores, your evals, but also your NECs. So you're marketing yourself as a green belt or a black belt in his case. So that gives you the upper hand. Depending on what your duty station is looking for. So that's huge to me. I know we're about to run out of time and we might get shut off. So if we do, thanks HM1 a ton for helping out with this.